I want you to think of a battery. See, the more it is charged and filled up, the better we're going to function. It's the same with your phone or with your laptop. The lower that battery charge, the more the way or the device is going to malfunction. That's logical. Today I want to talk about why energy matters, how it shapes, dictates, and determines what you do in your life, how you live, and also how far you get in terms of living fully. See, energy is literally the fuel we run on. Anything we do in life, like taking action and movement and speaking and thinking and creating, depends on the level of energy we have. If we're very tired, fatigued, and low energy, it's very logical that we can't output as much. We don't have enough of it. Think of it as an extension that determines your capacity. The greater your capacity it is, the more you can bring forth in life, in relationships, in work, in adventure, the more you can live, When it's low, our bodies are tired, our brains are foggy and slow, and life just feels like a struggle. It's our duty to do whatever we can to recharge that battery and make sure it's full. That's why when we're tired, we like to sleep deeper and sleep for longer. As we age, our physiology declines. This basically describes all the little processes that happen in our body that helps us create energy. Be it transporting oxygen, utilizing nutrients from food, whatever you can think of declines with age. To a degree, that's normal. But as our physiology declines, so does our energy, our vitality, and longevity decline with it. It's in our power to do whatever we can do to sustain and maintain a high and stable energy level so we can function better at life, feel better, and live for longer. The way I see low energy is kind of like, if it's constant, chronic, it's something to be taken care of. It's a signal that something in our physiology dysfunctions, and we need to take care of that. The blue line describes physiological function. The lower it is, the more degraded our health, energy, and vitality are. The higher it grows, aka the better it functions, the more we move these levers up. It is what gets us to better performance, a longer life, and a higher vitality. I want to present to you the 4 basic currencies we have and we manipulate throughout our life to get what we want. So first of all, take a step back and look at why you do what you do. We work to earn money. Why? To pay out our rent, sleep in a safe place, and eat foods. Why? All 3 of these contribute to energy. If we don't have it, we can't survive. This is the first phase, survival mode. So we essentially work to earn life, as in sleep, food, and safety, so we can just survive. So we work trading our time, energy, and attention for money, which represents energy. A good investment of work is the one that leaves you with enough juices to live the life you want and focus on the meaningful things you choose. And the reason you want those things is actually for energy, for life. Why do you want time? Most people want time because they're overworked. They want time for themselves to rest and recharge those batteries. So it all, in a way, comes down to energy. But energy isn't the only currency that matters. Energy is just one of the currencies, and I think it's very important. Why? Because no matter how much money we have, what we've achieved, or where we are in life, if we're low on energy, we just can't experience life fully. We just aren't feeling our best selves to do the things we want to do in the world. It's as simple as that. Money is another currency. We are very careful in how we invest or spend our money because money means energy to us. At our work, we have traded energy and time for money, and now we have it. We can use it to buy stuff and do things in life. Now, just as we're so strict and specific about investing in the right stocks, or we're so interested in discount apps, we should be careful in how we spend and direct our energy. just as we're careful with how we spend and direct our money. In terms of attention, attention is another currency that's your ability to work, sustain focus and attention for longer. It's like being able to pull this energy and direct it in one place. Now, the thing with attention is the longer we have progressed through the day and the more stuff that we have done, the lower attention is. In a way, the more we have wasted it. Time is another currency. You want to have time, but time on its own isn't enough. You need to want to do something in that time. And to be able to do something in that time, you want more energy. You'll realize why we're talking about these four currencies of energy, money, attention, and time very soon. But the game we as humans are playing and doing whatever we're doing and manipulating our resources as we do is to try to fill up all the four sections of this battery so we can live the best lives we can. To us, logically, sometimes this means, well, work very hard when you're young so that you can have time and money when you're older. This is just a very broad and simple example of what I mean, just for you to get the sense. The game we humans play is trying to manage our resources in a way that would fill up these four batteries. We want to have more money so we can release more energy, free up some more free time, and direct our attention exactly where we want it to. Two things we can do to upgrade life. It's either make more money or gain and create more energy. Now, this channel isn't into the business niche, so we're going to primarily talk about increasing energy. If you want to find some of the details about this, I've actually created a very meaningful product to me called Energy Elevation, which highlights the 11 high return on investment habits most humans can really profit from in terms of increasing their energy and improving their life. So feel free to check it out at vitalsen.com/energy. So the easiest way to do this is to tackle the first biggest problem, which is what most people face, and that is the intersection of money, time, and energy, how to use it more efficiently. See, most people go to work at 7 to 9 and they finish at about 3 to 5. They problem solve, they put a lot of focus, effort, and attention into the things they work. They're emotionally destabilized to a degree because they have to communicate with clients, And when they come at home at 4 or 5 o'clock, they think they don't have time or energy or attention to do stuff. And some of this is correct. Like, most of us, we do have enough time when we come from work. It's just that we don't have enough energy and attention to do the things that we want. Even if you look at rich people who shouldn't really work if they didn't want it to, they could be free, they still choose to work from 4 to 10 hours a day. That's not a problem. The problem for most people is they have to work and they have to engage their focus and attention on something they don't really find meaning in. And when they come home, their energy and attention battery is just wasted. And it's very hard for me to tell you, well, then go to the gym when you have time and work out and do this, that, and the other. Well, there's a lot of things. So what most people crave in this scenario is energy and attention, not time. And it's crucial to understand that, because if we can find a way to manage those energies and attention and other currencies, we may find a better way of manipulating our resources to unlock a new level of life. Now I want to touch on the subject of fatigue and living on a 50% battery. See, fatigue is kind of the first sign that shows that our bodies have slowed down. Our physiological function is slightly degraded, we're constantly tired, and we just cannot output and do what we want in life. We need to we think we need to be passive, sleep a little bit more to recharge our batteries, which in some cases is true. The problem is the status quo. We have, in a way, normalized that being tired all the time is okay when it's not. Like if you look at social rewarding, there is an emphasis on working late nights and double shifts, and that is rewarded more than sleeping deep at night, which is wrong. If fatigue is going to show up, it's going to come up in your life almost on a daily basis. But if it's chronic and with you all the time that you cannot actually function as you would have wanted to and do the things you want to in life, then it's not really a good deal. Like if it's chronic, we need to do something about it. It's a sign, it's a signal that our battery is drained and our physiology malfunctions. In a lot of people, that can be due to a specific nutrient deficiency. Some don't know how to manage stress that well. Some have a very low thyroid hormone. Others have been passive and haven't been moving enough for their bodies to be sort of stimulated to create this energy. But whatever it is, it's on us to find it and find a way to fix it. We tend not to take responsibility for being tired. It's like it's not us who's accountable, but life just happens to us and makes us tired. I have to work. I have to do this, that, and the other. But excuses in the long run don't really matter. Like we're not gonna get the life we want if we're tired all the time. So it's on us to do something about it. To fill up that battery from 50% to at least 90% and function better. Yes, short term you'll feel better if you just say I'm tired. A great excuse. This isn't about not resting and just pushing. This is about recharging, taking care of the small dents in our habits, going to bed 30 minutes earlier, having those electrolytes in the morning, eating that avocado instead of the fries with the steak. Recharge. Your life is dependent on it. The energy conservation theory. We humans are lazy animals. And let me tell you something, that is not a bad thing. Laziness, at least in humans, is a pure form of efficiency. Just as you will be driving your car to get to work to spend the least amount of energy is good, so it's good to teach your body to create more energy. To our brains, saving more energy, like sleeping more and being more passive and not working hard, means, at least subconsciously, a longer life. It means that we're going to live longer because we're draining the batteries slower. Does that make sense? So think of someone who lives a very, very fast and dynamic life. We're talking to the extreme of partying, not sleeping, doing huge in business, and taking up humongous stressors and never taking time to rest and recharge. Why is this unhealthy? Well, at the start, it may feel very good when we're running on cortisol and adrenaline, but as this thing progresses and we don't take enough time to reset, recharge, and redirect our life, we're just living fast at all four cylinders all the time. The problem is we're draining that battery. And I know it might not seem logical, but to me, at least on an intuitive level, it is. The more you have drained that battery faster without recharging and resetting it, of course, the shorter you're going to live. To a certain extent, this is what yogis are trying to do with sort of living a very peaceful life full of low intensity activity and doing deep breathing and yogic practices and mantras to sort of conserve as much of their energy as they can, because it means a longer life. The point of all that I just said is to understand that you are programmed to be passive. You are programmed to be lazy, and that is human efficiency at the highest form. It's not a bad trait, for example. So all of us would like to do the things that require less attention, energy, and hard work from us. This is why we'd rather watch a TikTok than read a book. This is why we'd rather watch porn than try to interact with another human being and do everything we need to do to get that act of sex. This is why we love getting more passive pleasure from things like Netflix than just socialize and be with others, because things seem more interesting on the screen. They've invested a ton of energy for that to look so interesting. So in a way, we would all rather skip the hard conversation or the approaching. We'd all skip the nutrient-dense clean foods and we'd eat the processed ones. We'd all go for the short-term entertainment and quick pleasure rather than invest in our energy in something meaningful. And while it is not good when we do it too much, when we do it in excess, it is a form of efficiency, to an extent, it's what your brain considers being efficient to get everything that you want. We humans are mad at losing energy. Like if you walked for 30 kilometers to buy a camera charger, which I did yesterday, and you didn't get it, you were going to be furious at all the hours of walking that you needed to do to get there. And it's so weird, but that is efficiency. So the point of all this was to understand that it's not necessarily a bad persona, a bad trait that you have, that you want to be efficient, but it's understanding that where you're too passive and when you're doing it for too much, both the Netflix, the TikToks, the porn, the passive transportation, so with a car instead of walking, when we do it for too much and we don't move and we eat too much processed foods, our bodies are not stimulated to create more energy. So they simply just don't know how. And this is where you can break the pattern. First, by understanding that you are programmed to be lazy, and that's okay, that's energy efficiency. And second, by finding ways to teach the body to create more energy. Because if you just sit, your body is not going to get better at walking. You need to walk for that. When we lift weights, the muscle is getting stronger, the bones are getting denser, the central nervous system is getting more activated, so we can adapt to push the same load with less effort. When we run, our lungs, our muscles, our blood components adapt. So when you run at the same distance or speed, your body puts in less effort because it's adapted. It's literally easy to do. Say there is an endpoint, a goal you want to achieve. You can go in a straight line and use the least amount of energy to get it. Or you can go around, change a few directions, run a couple of laps until you get there. Which one is more efficient? Of course, the first one. So when you live life unhealthily, you're running a lot more laps further down the line. Be smart, be efficient, be healthy. Last point I want to bring up is the efficient use of energy. So the problem I've ran when I tried to work for 12 hours a day and be focused is, of course, the last few hours were nowhere near as efficient as the first few hours. That is normal. So what I realized is we humans, we have different types of energy. And if we visualize just one battery having 3 sections, one of the energy sections can be problem solving and focus and attention. This is when we're using our brains. The other one can be emotional and depth and problem resolving and emotional stability in relationships. We can call that psychological. The other one is physical. It wastes when we are pushing through hard movements and things like running fast and intense or lifting weights. The point of this is to understand that when you have wasted one section of the battery, let's say you've wasted the being productive and focusing and being attentive and problem solving and writing thing, then you are tired, but your brain is tired. Your body isn't really tired. So a good thing to manage your energies better is then to exercise, because your body still has a lot of energy, but your brain just doesn't work as well in the problem solving and attentiveness area, right? What this means is maybe it is more important, or maybe it is smarter, we could say, for us to use and drain all of these energy sections on a daily basis and then give them time to rest and reset. And what I mean by that is, if you had 6 hours of hard work in the gym, would you do it all at once, or would you take 45 minutes a day for 7 days? It will be way smarter for you to, in terms of resource management, to spread your working out throughout the week, because every day your body is going to have enough time to be recharged. So your efficiency when you're pushing through that heavy workout is going to be greater. Same is with productivity and creativity and focus. You cannot focus for 12 hours, and that is okay. Do 3 bouts of intense 90-minute work with a little bit of rest in between, and then you're good to go. Then you go forward and do a physical thing, and then in the night you take time to rest, recover, recharge your batteries, watch Netflix, sleep well, and then come back the next day and repeat it again. It takes a little bit of introspection and awareness, but I think most humans can recognize that their use of energy can be way more efficient if they were just able to spread it out throughout the week, right? For me, this means wake up at 8, start working hard and work till about 2, and then take off time to the gym and then work at the kinesiology studio I work at. Nighttime is for friends or socialization, right? And this works pretty much in my favor because the kinesiology work I do does not actually require that much focus and attentiveness in problem solving as reading studies and filming a video like this or writing a script does. So it's a lot more emotional and managing people and teaching them and talking. It sort of drains another different mini section of my battery while my brain is intact. So I can really focus sharp and use my brain in terms of like focus and attentiveness and productivity in the morning. Then I take time and I do hard physical work, and then I work emotionally with the clients and manage people and teach stuff and talk a lot, which requires a lot of emotional intelligence. And then at nighttime I might socialize or do a little introverted Netflix session, take a good hot shower, eat something, and go to sleep. Say there's 3 types of energy cells in you. First one is focus, the analytical part. Second one is abstract, the creative part. Third is physical, the movement part. Because of how much these cells need to recharge, it's best to use each of them on a daily, one by one. You did something technical, cognitively exhausting, you've wasted your problem-solving analytical brain. Go and push some weights in the gym or hit a run now. Your muscles are full of energy. You wasted that battery? No problem. You still have creativity, abstracy, thinking you can use. Go write a script, watch a video, think about deeper stuff. Then come back again tomorrow.